I work in food service, which means I have seen the duality of man. My first job was a dishwasher at this mom and pop restaurant in the middle of nowhere. Like, absolutely nowhere, woods kind of nowhere. It was owned by a French Canadian man who had the mouth of a sailor and the heart of a rather okay father. He would cuss you and your ancestors out, then give you the most useful advice I have ever heard while feeding you his immaculate poutine. Everyone there was super sweet and very supportive. It was a really good working environment for my first job. Well, that was until Boss Man had to close the store. He had complications from smoking 5 packs a day and needed the money for surgery. It kinda went downhill from there. A week later, everyone who worked for Boss Man's Poutine Palace, it's not the actual name, got a notification to visit the store later that day. Once everyone was there, we were introduced to Beth, Karen, and Tom. All fake names, of course. Beth was a nurse. Tom was her husband. And Karen was Tom's sister. All 3 of them had absolutely zero experience running a restaurant. Beth only being a server for a short time before becoming a nurse. Immediately, I had a sinking feeling that the ship was going to go down like the Titanic. Beth and Tom were now the owners, and Karen was put in charge as our new manager, which was a little unnecessary since we had Kat, who was already our manager, and we were just a 6-person team, so 2 managers was kind of a lot. But they were the new owners, and they said they weren't going to change anything, so can't be that bad. It was that bad. They immediately changed everything. The menu, the dining area, my washing stations. They even mentioned getting rid of the sinks. You know, where I wash the dishes. Karen, of course, started screaming at everyone how they weren't doing their jobs right and how horrible they were. Most of the people I worked with had been there since the beginning, the very founding of the restaurant. I don't really know what was going through her head, but she had to nitpick every single little thing that we ever did, and it was exhausting to deal with.
The water's too hot. The utensils can't go in the dishwasher. Wash them by hand. That's not how you sweep. Why did you flip the burgers that way? The chair placement is off. That's not how you open a box. You're breathing too loud. I can't watch my drama show.
Eventually, though, everyone got sick and tired of her nagging and just quit. I had stayed the longest, staying about a month after, but I eventually put in my 2 weeks. I just couldn't deal with her and being a senior in high school, so my parents said I was fine to quit. When I called Beth, she told me not to bother coming back in. It seemed a little rude, but I was just glad I never had to see them ever again. Luckily, now the place is run by completely different owners and is doing rather well. Now I work as a host at a non-disclosed location. Most of the time, everyone is really sweet. Except for Tuesdays. Tuesdays brings the worst old bats out of their caves. We have a deal where we sell our regular, see that word? Regular, normal, average, regular cheeseburgers for $10. Most older people read that and think that means every cheeseburger. Look at the word every, and then look at the word regular. See how they do not match? How they don't mean the same thing? Yeah. Old people get angry when we tell them that.
I want the heart attack stick. That's only $10, right?
No, sir. That's $21.69. Wink.
But the thing on your door says...
Actually, right there, in bold letters, it says regular cheeseburger for $10. You know what the heart attack stack is? Do you? That's right. Not a regular cheeseburger.
This is coming out of your tip. I'm gonna strangle you!
I myself am not a server. Thank the gods. Yet, I still get yelled at for things I cannot control as a minimum wage worker. Like how our store rounds up and rounds down with cash, since we don't have change. Because who has change nowadays? Apparently Brenda,
This is ridiculous! Utterly ridiculous!
Okay, Chloe Bourgeois. What is ridiculous?
You guys kept my money! How dare you! This is very serious!
What? Oh, did you pay in cash?
Yes.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, our establishment rounds up and rounds down.
Well, I don't see any warnings of that anywhere. Do you see some? 'Cause I don't.
Ma'am, I just work here.
Yeah, well, this is a very big deal. I hope you get what's coming to you.
What? What do you mean by that? What do you mean what's coming to me? You think I, the host, who makes minimum wage, can control how corporate wants the money? Do you know how much money she was throwing a fit over? Do you want to know? It was 10 cents. A dime! She was yelling at me, threatening me over a dime. And I wasn't even her waiter! One day, I was working with only 2 servers on the floor, which means I don't have much room for guests. Listen, if you go to a restaurant and you see a completely open section, despite the fact that they're telling you that there's a wait time, that does not mean they are lying to you. They literally have no one to cover that section. If they could sit you, they would. Unless you're going to take orders and help pass out food, I suggest you shut it. Anyways, eventually, it got busy enough for me to set up a wait time.
Table for 3.
3? All right. Just so you know, we have a wait time of 20 minutes.
What? There's nobody in here.
Yeah, but we only have 2 servers. I'm calling corporate about this. Every time I come in here, there's always a wait. Every time. It's 20 minutes. The restaurant down the street has a 3-hour wait. What are you freaking out about? It is so painfully obvious when someone who has never worked a customer service job in their life comes in. Please, for the love of everything holy, treat your waitresses and waiters like people. They live off of tips, at least over here in America, and already have to deal with managers on a power trip. A little kindness goes a long way. Same with a little money. Please give me your money. I'm dying over here. I could probably rack my brain for some more customer service, stories if you guys want. But I just chose these because they were kind of funny. And I haven't made a video in a while, and I felt like making a video. I gotta get better at not procrastinating on videos. Anyways, love y'all. Bye-bye. I'ma go eat a Klondike bar, because I deserved it. Haha.